Predators come in all shapes and sizes, but a small size doesn't necessarily mean an animal is a less effective hunter. If you're a rodent in the semi-desert plains of southern Africa, it's a lesson you'll need to learn quickly, lest you be lunch for a tiny feline. The black-footed cat is smaller than a typical tabby, but it's anything but tame. But hiding fierceness behind a pair of finely tuned night vision goggles is one key to success in life, death, and taxonomy. Welcome back to Life, Death, and Taxonomy. It's your 30 minutes of interesting animal information. I'm Joe.
And I'm Carlos.
And thank you to Cassie for the creation of our theme song. To hear more of Cassie's music, listen to Cassie Michelle on YouTube. And today we're talking about a predator that's so adorable, it rivals the pika-killing stoat in deadly cuteness.
And the pika. Except the pika's not very deadly.
Deadly to plants.
True. But we're talking about the black-footed cat.
That's right.
Someone reached the ends of their creative ability when they were naming this cat.
And the cat is not out of the bag with that, because I've been putting the name of the animal in the intro for SEO purposes.
Okay, so I actually have a quick story about a white-footed cat over the weekend. So Saturday morning, Bibby goes out for a walk and then comes back and says there's this adorable white-footed kitten. I mean, she didn't say that. There's just a kitten out near the store close to our neighborhood. And she's like, I'm going to go feed it. And I was like, she better not come back with it. Lo and behold, she came back with it. It was in the car. And then it hung out in our garage. I am very allergic. I mean, I'm not deathly allergic to cats, but it's just absolutely miserable for me to be around cats. And she's allergic to them too. Who knows if Mason is allergic to cats? So cannot stay in the house. So stayed in the garage for a while, and she knocked on every single door in our neighborhood to see if they wanted a cat. And this is Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, we have what's called a cat problem, which means if you want a cat, you just walk outside and pick one up because they're everywhere. So nobody wanted the cat. Fortunately, and none of the animal shelters were taking cats. So fortunately, my cousins took the cat for the time being. I was just very concerned with not naming it because it was a very cute cat. I just can't have it anywhere near me. But yeah, a black cat with white socks. And
very good.
I think now its name is Kevin. But anyway,
that's a shame.
We're talking about the black-footed cat, not a white-footed cat. It's also known as the small spotted cat. But we're going to call it here the tenacious tribal tabby. It's tribal because
that's pretty good.
Blackfoot, it's a tribe.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's true.
And it's the stubby serval. Because that's what it is. But let's taxonomize this before I explain that further. It's in the kingdom. You know it, you love it, you're in it, and that kingdom is Animalia. The phylum is Chordata. Chordata. My laptop needs more of that. The class is Mammalia. Your favorite Mammalia. Class. The order is Carnivora because only mammals can be in the order Carnivora, even though lots of other animals can be carnivores. The suborder is Feliforma, which means looks like a cat. And then family is Felidae, which means is a cat. The genus is Felis, which means it's very much a cat. And then the species is Nigripes. Mm-hmm. Nigripes, maybe?
Yeah.
Not sure. But the binomial nomenclature is Felis felicis. Oh, it's a potion in Harry Potter. It's Felis Nigripes. And
what's the potion do? Turn you into a cat?
No, it's Felix Felicis in Harry Potter, and you drink it and you become super lucky. Everything that you do succeeds.
Oh, that's right.
Which is an insane potion, and everyone should make it all the time and just beat Voldemort with it. I don't understand what the problem is.
Well, it's really rare to do.
No, they
But
say
what
it's
you'd have-
they say it's
it's
tricky.
hard to make.
Yeah, they say it's tricky to make, but we
Just drink it and then set out to make more.
exactly drink it once and make more, and I'm sure you'll do well. Also, we make tricky things all the time. You think an iPhone's not tricky to make? So we can do it. It is makeable.
It should just be really expensive to make.
Sure, yeah, but with the Ministry of Magic, I think, can afford a couple potions just to take Voldemort down a couple pegs. Anyway, I'm not here to gripe to Nigripies about Harry Potter plot holes. We're here to talk about critter groups, the part of the show where I ask you, Joe, a question, and that question is the same every time. What is the name of a group of this animal? And we're doing cats. So what is the term of venery? What is the collective noun for cats? So
Is it
if you
cuteness?
if you saw a what?
I'm gonna guess it's called a cuteness.
It's a cuteness of cats. That's
my first guess.
well.
It's not my final answer. It's my first
It's
guess.
just your first guess. Well, so here are the options. Is it a prowl of cats, a stretch of cats, a spaff of cats, or a pounce of cats, or E, a cuteness of cats? E all of the above. The multiple choice test taker's worst nightmare and arch enemy is the E all of the above option, or none of the above. Probably none of the above is worse.
Is it A, B, both A and B, neither A nor B?
And they don't actually have any answers. It's just A is it A or B? B is it B or C? C is it A, B, and C? Or D is it
No.
none of the above?
A, is it D or C or D? B, is it neither D or C? C, is it A and D?
I think we've lost everybody.
Yeah, same. I'm going to need to hear those again.
Prowl, stretch, spaff, and pounce.
A spaff. A Horatio Spafford.
Sure, the spaff of Aaron.
A spaff infection. Spaff is such a weird word, but you might have just looked up a weird word. I'm going to go with pounce. It's a pounce of cats.
Final answer?
Yeah.
You're correct.
Nice.
I am surprised. Because it's so on the nose. It's so appropriate.
Spaff was really calling to me, but I know you've done it before where you looked up or made up a really weird word as a dark horse. What is a spaff?
I don't know. I was just thinking of the word Stafford, which is a brand of shirts that I'm looking for. And I don't know, just spaff ended up being there. Like
I hope that's
like a
not
spat.
a bad word, like four-letter words are wont to be.
It doesn't Grammarly flagged it as not a word, so
Okay, good.
we'll see. Of course, it could be some sort of archaic racial slur, so I guess I should have looked it up. Anyway, good job. It's a pounce of
Thank
cats. There are quite a few for cats, so this is a well we can come back to at least 2 more times before I have to start figuring something else out to do with critter groups. So let's talk about where this thing lives. It lives in the southern region of Africa, in countries like Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, of course, and Zimbabwe, a little bit of Zimbabwe. It likes dry grasslands and savanna areas, like scrublands.
It's the fun to say region of Africa.
Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe is really fun to say. I really like Botswana as well.
That's pretty good, yeah. There's also Lesotho, which is there, and then Swaziland.
Is this all Swahili?
Swaziland.
Swaziland is fun to say.
That is,
man.
They do have some good ones.
Is this all Swahili words, or is it just a range of different languages?
Oh, they speak all kinds of languages. There's there's like, here you go, Xhosa, the clicking
Nice.
language. Yeah. That the language that the Lion King intro is in.
Oh, I thought that was Swahili because Simba is Swahili.
Well, you hear clicks in it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, maybe it's a mix. I don't know. I don't think you hear Simba in the intro. You hear the
That's true,
the Busa
because
Simba song when he's running. That one's I think in Swahili. Anyway, yes, the African languages, South African languages are often like very vocalic. They have a lot of vowels in them, and so they're fun to say.
that's why it makes such good music.
Oh yeah, just with the harmonies and it's good. I'll sometimes listen to like whole playlists of just like African, specifically like Swahili, like chorus music and like what is it, the Soweto Gospel Choir. It's a good group. I went to Soweto. Anyway, let's talk about what this cat looks like. We're talking about the black-footed cat. This really just looks like a cat, like a regular cat, a house cat. It's a typical spotted.
It looks actually like a
cat.
house kitten.
Yeah, it's very cute. I mean, it looks like a cat. It's exactly as cute as a cat. Same size. The coloration is a little bit different. I'll talk about that in a second. And the cuteness levels. It has tawny fur. I had to look this up. Yellowish brown. That's what tawny is.
A tawny tabby.
Yes, tawny tabby. It has black spots and stripes going across its face and body, and it kind of looks like a serval. There's actually a picture. You can look up a serval and this cat, and their coat is almost exactly the same, but their body size is a bit different. Servals have these really long pointed ears, and they have bigger and more slender bodies and long tails. On the other hand, the black-footed cat has a relatively short tail and a stockier body than most other cats, specifically domestic cats. So it actually isn't a very good climber. True to their name, the soles of their feet are black or dark brown in color. But their actual like feet, the part you can see is not black. You have to turn over their paws and it's black. So they are black-footed, but you wouldn't know that just from looking at them immediately. And they are the smallest wild cat in Africa.
Okay, I know there's smaller ones in like the rainforests, but this one is pretty little and kitten-like.
It just looks like somebody's house cat is roaming around the savannah.
A very interesting colored house cat.
Yeah, it's like this is my cheetah cat. But how small is it? Who said that? Who invoked this?
Well, regardless of who it is, welcome to the Beloved Measure Up segment, the official listener's favorite part of the show. The part of the show where we present the animal size and dimensions in relatable terms through a quiz that's fun for the whole family. It's also part of the show that's introduced by you when you send in audio yourself singing, or chittering the words measure up into ldtaxonomy@gmail.com. We don't have a new measure up intro this week. That means we get to hear from an animal, and Carlos has to guess what it is.
Marvelous.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Without further ado, the listener's favorite part of the show. All right. Is it A, a woman laughing? No, I'm just kidding. Is it A, an American bobcat? B, a jaguarundi, which we talked about before as being just a jaguar. It is not. It's its own cat. It's a different thing. It's very interesting looking. Or is it C, a caracal? Or is it D, an armadillo?
I think it's a caracal.
Caracal?
Yeah, I think that's the...
Caracal, chocolate with a caracal center?
Delicious. The last one is armadillo?
Yeah.
I don't think it's an armadillo.
Bobcat, jaguarundi, caracal, armadillo. Caracals live where our friend the black-footed cat lives.
Yeah, so I think it's either a caracal or a bobcat. I have no idea what either one sounds like. Caracal. Final answer.
Final answer, caracal. That is correct.
Yes. I don't think I've gotten one right in like 10 episodes.
That's a caracal. It looks like a smaller version of it's like a bobcat mixed with a Florida panther with the tufted ears.
Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of wild cats out there, not just the big five.
That's true. And we're talking about one today.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not actually big cats. They're very small cats we're talking about today. Let's talk about male length. Males are slightly bigger than females with a length between 42.5 and 50 centimeters.
English,
that's
please.
16.7 and 19.7 inches. We're going with, as always, the upper end of average. So the black-footed cat was discovered in the South African desert of Karoo. How many years would it take for rain on the Karoo plains to rise to the length of the black-footed cat? So you're looking for annual rainfall. Here's a hint. The Karoo Desert is considered a semi-desert, and it supports a range of plant and animal life, including aloe, succulents, and flowering plants.
All right.
We're going with the upper end of average for the rainfall as well.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that there's not a lot of rainfall in wherever this cat, all the areas that the cat lives in. Annual, though.
Annual rainfall on the plains of the Karoo Desert.
I'm going to say 5.
5 years of rain.
Yes. I think that there's 4 inches of annual rainfall a year. That might be insane, and I don't know. So, who knows?
Final
I mean,
answer
somebody knows.
for
Lots of people know, I'm sure.
5?
Yes. The answer is 5 annual rainfalls worth of rain to equal the height of the cat.
Okay. The correct answer is 2 years of rainfall. It might be 5 years in a full desert, but in a semi-desert, it's 2 years. Annual rainfall in Karoo is between 50 and 250 millimeters.
I'm guessing that's 10 inches.
Something like that.
Must be.
Let's talk male weight. They weigh between 1.6 and 2.45 kilograms, or 3.5 and 5.4 pounds. How many swallows, the second largest raw diamond in the world, go into the weight of a black-footed cat?
Swallow is a Pokemon.
Suelo.
Okay. Suelo.
Here's a hint. The Suelo was mined in Botswana, which has become known for responsible mining practices amidst Africa's dubious and often oppressive diamond trade and mining practices. The diamond was purchased by Louis Vuitton, the company, for an unknown price, but it's estimated that Suelo could be worth around $50 million.
I would have totally believed you had you said that Louis Vuitton was a person who bought the diamond.
He was a person, but he's dead. And they bought Tiffany, a diamond and jewelry company. Louis Vuitton bought Tiffany. You can't buy a person. It sounds like two people.
Yeah, I mean, that's what all these like high-end stores. Jared.
Yeah. It's not even close to a luxury sounding brand.
This is Pete. You know, high-end shoes. Just Pete. Sorry if your name is Pete. It just doesn't sound very luxurious.
It sounds salt of the earth.
Yeah, you just sound like a working man. Diamond. Are we? So the question: how many black-footed cats go into the weight of the diamond, or the other way around?
The other way around.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't think there are diamonds that are heavier than that. I have no idea. I'm gonna say it's 1/3 of a pound. That sounds like a pretty hefty diamond. That sounds like $50 million worth of diamond to me. And what you said, 5.7?
5.4 pounds or 2.45 kilograms.
So that means we're dealing with 16 swallows go into the weight of the black-footed cat.
Final answer?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're half right. And by that I mean if you halved your number, you'd be right. It's 7 swallows.
Oh, boy.
So
That's
the
a heavy.
Suelo is 352 grams or 12.39 ounces.
It's almost it's like 3/4 of a pound. That is a heavy diamond. All right. Are we out of the measure up, the mine of measure up? Have we mined the facts?
We sure have.
All right. We came up slightly less rich than Louis Vuitton on that one, or whoever sold Louis Vuitton the diamond, I guess, was the real winner in that situation. I guess the country of Botswana. But here's some fast facts. The black-footed cat. It has a diet of small birds, rodents, and even the Cape hare, which is heavier than the cat. Researchers actually tracked 2 cats for 622 hours, and they caught a lot of things, but if they ever caught something that was bigger than them, they would gorge themselves and then stash the kill in a hollow and cover it with sand. So they are little resourceful guys. Cats often do that. And they also ate insects like termites, grasshoppers, and moths. So they'll eat whatever they can get their hands on. They do live in a partial desert. They have a home range of up to 6 square miles. So a pretty big territory for such a small cat. And they have a litter of about 2 kittens each time. That's all I got. I'll leave the rest to the major fact.
Okie dokie.
Is the major fact that this cat is so jellical?
It's not a jellical cat,
No?
actually.
Oh, bummer.
It's angelical.
It's evangelical.
Before we get to the major fact, we have a segment of Facts with Friends.
Ooh.
So today we have a Facts with Friends segment from our friend Sam, who is a biologist and PhD student at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. She's also a co-founder of Project Conservation, an organization that supports ongoing conservation research.
Nice.
Take it away, Sam.
Hello, and thanks for having me today to help share some facts about the black-footed cat and their conservation. My name is Sam Helly, and I'm a conservation biologist and PhD student at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I study a cat that is more than 400 times the size of the black-footed cat, the Bengal tiger. Since 2002, the black-footed cat has been listed as vulnerable by the IUCN Red List. Like many small wildcats, it is vastly understudied and has very specific habitat requirements. Hunting and killing of black-footed cats is banned throughout its entire range, and human black-footed cat conflicts isn't really a thing. However, it shares its range with other carnivores like jackals, foxes, and the African wildcats, which do sometimes predate on domestic animals. Where this becomes a problem for the black-footed cats is that the predator control methods such as poison or baited traps meant for the quote problem predators is attracted for black-footed cats as opportunistic scavengers. Poisoning of locusts, a common agricultural pest, is also a huge problem because black-footed cats regularly eat locusts. It is a huge part of their diet. Another major threat to black-footed cats is degradation and loss of habitat due to livestock grazing. These sleuthy predators live and hunt in grasslands. Without grasslands, there's not a prey base. Without a prey base, we lose predators. Predators which could be helping with the locust problem. There are a few existing conservation groups out there working to protect the smallest wild cat in Africa, namely the Black-Footed Cat Project and the Black-Footed Cat Working Group. As we don't know a whole lot about this wild cat, more research about its distribution and ecology, as well as locally led research and conservation efforts are needed. If you would like to support black-footed cat conservation, you can go to the International Society for Endangered Cats at wildcatconservation.org and donate to the Black-Footed Cat Fund. 100% of donations go towards conservation efforts. Thank you again to Carlos and Joe for having me on today. You can learn more about me and community-based tiger conservation at my Twitter and Instagram, SamanthaIam. And also check out my nonprofit's website, projectconservationfund.org, to learn more about how we are connecting the general public to on-the-ground, locally led tiger conservation with researchers and communities in Thailand and Nepal. 100% of donations go directly to these projects and the communities who steward critical habitat of these amazing wildcats we care so much about.
Thanks, Sam. Very helpful.
Very helpful indeed. Alrighty. Should we get right into the major fact?
Yes.
Okay, I'm calling this major fact a prolific predator.
Ooh.
So the black-footed cat is a tiny predator. About 200 of these go into your average lion. But when it comes to wildcats, our little Night Stalker is the deadliest killer cat on the planet. Deadly how, you might ask?
Deadly how? I did ask. There we go.
The deadliness accolade refers to their hunting success rate, which means the percent chance they have to catch prey that they locate and then expend energy to catch. So the black-footed cat catches what they stalk 60% of the time. So this is the best rate among cats, with cheetahs coming in second among cats at 58%. Leopards are at 38%, lions are at 25%, and tigers are only at 5 to 10%. Same as polar bears, 10%.
Wow, polar bears have got to increase their ratio because it's like they get like a meal a month or something like that.
Tigers should increase their... It's not like tigers have nothing to hide behind like a polar bear.
Well, I guess a polar bear like tries to eat narwhals and stuff like that, so it can be
Seals.
tough, I imagine, to get its prey every time.
Yeah. So your own domestic tabby hits her target 32% of the time. I wonder what it is for humans. It's probably hard to determine because we have so many different types of hunting and different types of hunters. But, side note, do you know the best hunting success rate of any animal? Or what that animal is?
Is it the heron?
No. That's an interesting guess, though.
Just because it's got... I don't know. It seems like it would be, laser focused and pinpoint accuracy with its spear face.
It is not, unfortunately. The best in the world is dragonflies.
Oh, wow.
They hit their target 95% of the time.
Dang.
Do you know the most prolific canine hunter?
Dingoes.
Good guess, but it's African wild dogs. They hit their target up to 80% of the time, depending on the pack size.
I guess it helps to have many of you.
Yeah, they can have like a pack of like 60. But they lose their kills to larger predators constantly, so they eat really quickly. In the words of Dr. Alan Grant, you are alive when they start to eat you.
The point is, you're alive when they start to... I don't know why I gave him a Cajun accent. He's a British man pretending to be an American.
So, how are black-footed cats so deadly compared to their much larger competitors?
It hypnotized them with their adorable cuteness.
That's what would happen to me. But you tend to see lower success rates based on environment, prey size, and predator size. For instance, tigers are huge. They can only attack in quick bursts of speed before running out of energy, so they need to get really close to their prey to have success. And that's hard to do when you're 10 feet long and 400 pounds.
I would know.
Difficult to hide. Animals like wolves and lions hunt very large prey, which is difficult to take down every time, so they lose out to just prey being too big to take down. And then polar bears struggle with environmental factors like nothing to hide behind and quick getaways for water, in the water for seals, and which is their main food source. But for black-footed cats, their nightly hunting grounds are huge compared to their little bodies. So they can walk up to 20 miles in a single hunt. Among small wild cats, this is the largest hunting trek ever recorded. That's like bear-level hunting range.
So wouldn't like a baleen whale be like have like a 100% hunting, if you can even call it that?
I feel like that's just like farming.
It's not even hunting. Just while you're swimming, open your mouth and eat things. I don't know. I guess it doesn't count.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's yeah, it might not count. So then the cats also have excellent night vision and finely tuned hearing.
As cats
So anything
do.
that moves in the dark may trigger this kitty's radars. As cats are wont to do, the black-footed cat loves to eat small mammals, especially gerbils, but birds and arthropods like grasshoppers and scorpions are on the table as well. So even this little cat has a pretty good size advantage against its prey.
Mm-hmm.
So the cat's small size, nocturnal lifestyle, and graceful movement make it hard to spot in the grasses and shrubs of its territory. That makes it really difficult for us to study, but it also makes it really difficult for its prey to see it coming. When it spies potential prey, it's able to quietly get extremely close while undetected. And then its spring-loaded limbs allow it to pounce on prey with speed and power. So it can even leap into the air to catch flushed birds with a high degree of success. I saw a video of it coming right up to a bird and just waiting for it to try to fly away and then just leaping out of frame and coming back down with the bird in its mouth.
Man, that's like the reflexes required for that.
It's got these huge eyes, so I'm assuming like its vision works so well that it just can see the trajectory. It's like Joseph Gordon-Levitt in Premium Rush coming to an intersection and just knowing the right path to not get hit by a car.
that is a reference. You know that movie
Sure
that everybody
is.
loves with starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the movie with him on the bike. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess then to that logic should be applied to all Disney characters because they have the biggest eyes ever. They should have lightning fast reflexes.
That's what I got. It's all I got. Little tiny predators.
All right, that was the black-footed cat. Basically, a house cat that escaped and mated with a cheetah and then had babies, and we have this one. But so for you out there in Podcastia, be a cat, hone your skills, and be jellical like the black-footed cat here in Life, Death, and Taxonomy.
Hey LDT listeners, thanks for listening to the end of the episode. For your loyalty, you get a shameless self-promotion from us. If you haven't already, leaving a review on your favorite podcast app can really help us grow. But telling your podcast-loving friends about us is even better. Also, don't forget to send in your Measure Up intros and animal suggestions to ldtaxonomy@gmail.com. We love hearing from you. As always, thanks, most of all, for listening.
Life, Death, and Taxonomy is my favorite in the world podcast.
Or not jellical. I don't know. Be whatever you want.
Just jellical.
Just jellical is all I've got to say.